we don't talk about competition very much. We tend to be fairly easygoing people. We don't talk about rivalries very much, but there's one that's really been getting under our skin, which is the age-old rivalry, not just with Evernote, just technology in general, with paper, with the old enemy, with the ancient nemesis of paper. Constantly, people are doing surveys. There's all these surveys done in the past few years on Mashable, on Lifehacker, and other publications. And they always say, like, what's your favorite productivity tool? What's your favorite note-taking tool? And they always list, Evernote and a bunch of others. And it's always Evernote, and then the only thing that sometimes beats us is pen and paper. And sometimes we lose to pen and paper, sometimes we eke out a narrow margin by pen and paper, but it's always pen and paper. And there's always people who are like, you know what, I just prefer to write things down. And it's infuriating to me because I do it too. Because they're right. Because pen and paper has this really annoying quality, which is it's beautiful. It's so satisfying, it's so nice, especially if you use a nice notebook and a nice piece of paper, that it's just a pleasure to use. And something that's a pleasure to use, you use more of it. And it makes you smarter and makes you more productive because it's beautiful. And this is a fight that I think many people in the technology space have been fighting. And today, I'm happy to say that we are announcing a ceasefire. We are announcing the dawning of a new era of cooperation between productivity technology, particularly Evernote, and the age-old enemy of pen and paper. And to talk a little bit more about this is maybe the world's most knowledgeable person on this subject, on the blending together of the analog and the digital, my good friend, Arrigo Berni. Please welcome Arrigo.
Thank you, Phil. And welcome to everyone. It's great to be here. I'm Arrigo Berni, and I don't expect this to mean very much to most of you, but maybe the name of my company is more known to some of you, and that's Moleskine. Thank you. So let me introduce myself. I'm Arrigo Berni, and I'm the CEO of Moleskine. And Moleskine, and I'm very excited to be here today. First of all, because I was very glad to hear about the ceasefire. But mostly I'm excited about what we are about to announce together, Phil and I. But before we get to that, let me just spend a couple of words about Moleskine for those of you who may not know us very well. Moleskine is, just like Evernote, is a global company today. Our products, paper and non-paper products, are sold in 91 countries around the world through a network of more than 20,000 point of sale. But more importantly, it's a company, it's a business, it's a story that was born more than 100 years ago. Because this little rectangular shaped kind of notebooks were indeed used since the beginning of the 1900s by great artists and literati like Hemingway, Picasso, and Chaplin. And they disappeared from the market though. In the mid-80s, the last manufacturers of this product, which at the time were just nameless objects, didn't have a name, just disappeared from the market. And it was in the middle of the 90s that a small little Italian company decided to bring these products back to life because they thought they were the perfect product to fulfill their idea, to make their idea and their vision come true. And their idea that led to the birth of Moleskine as a brand was that of creating a brand that would be built on intangible values of a cultural nature and would support a range of products. And this notebook and the story that came with it of having been used by great artists from the past was perfect to embody this idea of a brand with a very strong cultural heritage. And so that's what they did, and because of this idea, though, what they saw and what they started selling was not a notebook. They didn't see this as a notebook. When they looked at this, what they saw was a book yet to be written. In their minds, what they were selling was not paper, was not something just to take note, but was an experience. It was an invitation to get in touch with your own creativity, with your inner self, and to express your creativity. And this is the fundamental value on which Moleskine as a company and as a brand has been built, i.e. The idea of being a platform for expressing your creativity. And it's the fundamental reason why this company has never perceived other stationery products to be its competition, because it's a company that believes to be in a different business, not in the business of just selling paper. And not surprisingly, they started selling these products mostly through bookstores rather than stationery stores, as a way to get in touch with the customer, the client that they wanted to reach, which is what years later, in the middle of 2000, would be called the creative class, in a broad sense, a creative class in a broad sense. So people like me and you are part of the creative class, people that work and produce value by generating ideas. And not surprisingly, when we look at our data today, our clients, our users, are defined by three main parameters. There's a pretty wide age range, from 18 years old up, highly educated, and mostly living in urban areas. And not surprisingly, again, they're also very technologically savvy. Because if you're in that age range today, if you're involved in, highly educated and involved in creative professions and living in an urban area, you are on the internet, you use all sorts of mobile devices. So another thing that this company, Moleskine, never thought it was engaged in was a competition or a war with digital. Quite the opposite. It was kind of natural for us to think that our users in their daily life would navigate back and forth between the analog and the digital world. There is a great group on Flickr called What's in Your Bag, where people can just publish pictures of what is in their bag. And there is a subgroup there of pictures that are tagged Moleskine. And if you look at that subgroup, there are thousands of pictures of the content of people's bag where there is a Moleskine product. And in looking at that, we were always impressed to see how often next to the Moleskine notebook would be an iPhone, a tablet, a computer. And so it didn't come as a surprise to us that lately, in the most recent survey that we did on our users, we found that more than 60% of people who use Moleskine also to take notes, also use digital devices to take notes. So this led us about a year ago to another revelation moment when we launched our very first app for iPhone, and quite successfully, 700,000 downloads by the end of 2011, and one of the first and very strong requests that we were getting from people that downloaded the app was, give us syncing with Evernote. And that led us to a start of a conversation with Evernote about how to bridge these two worlds, how to make, picking up on something that Phil said before that I agree 100%. How to make something that we all have to do and want to do in our life as easy and satisfying as possible. And what we're talking about is the possibility of moving seamlessly and effortlessly between the analog and the digital world. And this is what we are here today together, Phil and I, to do, to announce to you the launch of the very first product that does that.
And so we're very happy to announce the launch of the Evernote Moleskine Smart Notebook. We worked together, and it was very much a collaborative effort to design this and to design every aspect of the user experience of this. The fundamental design criteria was that it had to be beautiful. It had to be beautiful, and it had to be deeply functional, because it had to honor both brands. It had to be as satisfying as using any Moleskine notebook, or the best Moleskine notebook. It had to be as full-featured as Evernote. So we have the Evernote Smart Notebook. It comes in two versions. There's a square ruled and a line ruled, and it's just a notebook. There's two sizes as well that you can use. It's maybe the most beautiful notebook that I've ever seen. And in the notebook, you'll actually find a few extras. There's a code for 3 months of Evernote Premium, which is not required to use this notebook, but it's nice to have. And if you're already premium, you can just give this code to a friend or a family member. Of course, it's kind of tasteless to just copy down a code out of a notebook and give it to your friend and family member. You really should just be getting them the whole notebook. But that's up to you. That's personal judgment. But it comes with 3 months of Evernote Premium code. And it comes with these stickers. It comes with these special, exclusive to Moleskine, Evernote Smart stickers. And so the idea is you take notes in the notebook, and then you can put the stickers in, and then you take a picture with a new version of Evernote. The new version of Evernote for iOS, for iPhone and iPad is available right now. It includes this great new feature called Page Camera, and here's how it works. Let's take a quick look at a video of how it actually functions.